Hello and welcome everyone to our Wealth Wednesday. This is our fifth episode, and today we're going to have our special guest join us in just a few short moments. But first, I want to just let you know that each and every one of you here is a part of the Million Mom movement, and our intention is to build a movement and share a vision, and we're calling all people to come and join us in this community. And our mission is really to help at least a few people in our communities to adopt this lifestyle. So we are 1,000 people from 100 different communities committing to spreading health, well-being, and an economic opportunity around organic superfood nutrition with at least 10 families each. And by doing so, we are going to reach 1 million strong. And so with that, I want to bring you one of our co-founders and owners of Purium, Dave Sandoval, to introduce our guest today.
Well, good afternoon if you are on the East Coast. Good morning if you're in Hawaii. And how are you doing if you're in California? This is a really important call because it lets you know that at Purium, we believe that everyone is born with an abundance of wealth. And there's a difference between wealth and money, okay? Because you could have a wealth of time, you could have a wealth of imagination, you could have a wealth of energy, and you could have a wealth of hard work, a health of focus and potential. And we believe that by using that wealth that you are born with properly, it can be translated into other types of wealth, like a wealth of freedom, a wealth of time, a wealth of relationships, a wealth of belonging and purpose. And yes, say it out loud, a wealth of financial freedom. It is okay to want and desire a wealth of financial freedom, but we want to create that balance to know that it comes with all those other freedoms as well. We know that a high-powered lawyer working 80 hours a week has a wealth of finances, but not a wealth of financial freedom. He's locked into that job. And we know other people who are financially secure, but the rest of their life is a mess. So we believe at Purium, okay, that it's the right place, the right company, the right time. We've got the right products, and we meet this moment. It's all about meeting the moment. And if you're ready to meet that moment as well, I want to share a powerful statistic with you, one that you may have heard or one that you may have not heard. But most, quote, self-made millionaires didn't make their money in real estate. They didn't make their money in the stock market, and they didn't make their money in cryptocurrency. Excuse me. Got a little alarm going off here. They did it in network marketing, okay? And there have been more self-made millionaires to come out of network marketing than all of the other ways to get wealthy combined. So like I said, you're in the right place with the right company at the right time with the right opportunity. And today, I just want to let you know that this is a company that's addressing the biggest problems on the planet, whether it be the quality of our food, whether it be the abundance of plastic in this world, whether it be issues with glyphosate. Purium is ready to capture the problems that are affecting people today. And 90% of Americans, okay, 90% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 90% of Americans have more debt than they do physical assets. And that's a recipe for disaster. Did you know that most bankruptcies are caused by unpaid medical bills? And so we have a very special guest today. I nicknamed her Magruder the Recruiter. Her name is Sonia Magruder. She has been with Purium for 10 years. She is one of our top earners, one of our top trainers, and she has agreed to come on the call today with us to share some of her insights, some of her secrets. She has really cracked the code on how to succeed at Purium. And she has taught so many other people to do the very same thing. She is a leader of leaders, okay? She is a crown that creates other crowns. And so she's a person you're going to want to listen to. This call will be recorded, but take out your pencils and your notebooks because she has got a wealth of knowledge to share. Sonia, are you with us?
I am. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you for such a kind, incredible introduction. Coming from you, that means so much. You've been such an incredible mentor to me from day one, from when I was introduced to these products. And it was just such a blessing that I feel like it just kind of accidentally fell into our laps. And it was because my cousin was posting about these products on his Facebook. And we knew he was a health nut. And he was the guy that would come over to our house and look at a package of crackers and say, don't you read ingredients? You realize the first 3 ingredients are other words for sugar? And I thought, he's so annoying. But you know what? I remembered that. And when we were ready to make a change, because we weren't feeling great, Doug and I, we had put our self-care on the back burner. We were caregivers. We had businesses. We were spread thin, had a lot on our plates. I remembered Eric being how meticulous he was about ingredients. And when I saw him post about Purium, I didn't even have to research it. I knew. And that's how the beauty of this business, because we do buy from the people that we know, like, and trust. And I trusted him. I knew he had done the research and I didn't have to do it. And I was thrilled about that. So Dave, you gave some great reasons of why we need to recruit, why we need to enlist more brand partners in this mission. And I would love to see in the chat, anyone who's on this call, write a reason that you think. What is one of the reasons you think it's important to get brand partners, to get running partners with us, to get business partners? I'd love to see what some of the reasons are that you think, because I know one of the reasons we always talk about is leveraging the comp plan. It's really
Hey, Sonia, I'm gonna go off camera. I want to take some notes myself. I know
Okay.
this is gonna be genius. So you just go.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to look at the chat just for a second here, and I want to see what some of the comments are. And then I'm going to share some of my reasons with you. So leverage, my notes are getting in the way here. Okay, here we go. Share this amazing product, reach more people, make money. Dina says, make money while we sleep. Yes, that's awesome. Spread goodness. Creating a healthier world. I love that. Leverage our income, upgrade health system faster. Absolutely, Vicky. And they're building a healthy community. So many things here that are so great, so many great reasons. So yes, if we want to leverage our compensation plan and really build wealth, whatever that looks like for you, because money is a mechanism that helps us have options. Okay. I love that I can go to the store and buy organic food and not even have to worry about paying attention to the price. That I'm in that situation where I can do that. That's something that's important to me. So it's a mechanism that gives people more options. Another reason, and I'm sharing my reasons with you now, is I'm really inspired by Dave and Amy. And I want to help them with this mission, because they are the real deal. You know how genuine and sincere they are. They are so mission driven. And this has been the culmination of 30 years of blood, sweat, and tears on their part. And if you've ever heard their origin story, how Dave and Amy got started, if you've heard Dave's origin story about his auntie, how he got started on this mission, it can't help but touch your heart, and want to help them move this forward and keep building this and growing this. And a huge reason, Dave said how people are living paycheck to paycheck. So many pain points out there, financial pain points that we can help people with. And I'm going to talk about some of those. Also, this is one that I'm going to get emotional. It got illustrated to me yesterday, even more. The number of people out there that need what we have on the health side way outnumbers the number of brand partners that we have to share this with them. Exponentially outnumbers the number of brand partners we have to get this out there. And this is how it was illustrated to me yesterday. Yes, I'm networking all the time. I always keep my eyes and ears open. I was with a new brand partner. We had the box on the table at a cafe. Started talking to these 2 gentlemen, and this is just so tragic. I was mentioning to this guy how we have this superfood nutrition. And I asked him, how's your nutrition? I said, so many people are succumbing to lifestyle disease. I didn't say we cure it or treat it or anything like that. I just said, lifestyle disease is called that because it's caused by lifestyle, poor nutrition, processed foods, lack of exercise, all these other things. And he told me his 25-year-old daughter died in April of this year from complications of type 2 diabetes. And the man started crying. I mean, this grown 52-year-old man just started bawling in this cafe. And he had her driver's license in his wallet. He keeps it in his wallet. He pulled his driver's license out. And I mean, her driver's license, and showed me this picture of this beautiful girl, 25-year-old girl. That did not have to happen. That shouldn't have happened. This guy doesn't even live here. He lives in Houston. Do we have a lot of brand partners in Houston? Who knows? I don't know. I don't think we do. I think California, Florida, New York, Texas, well, Texas, there you go. Maybe in Houston are probably the main places, but we don't have enough brand partners in enough places. We have to get this out to more people. Okay, so that was devastating to hear. About a month and a half ago, Doug and I went to a funeral of a family friend who went on a weight loss drug that's a shot that's real popular right now. She got pancreatitis. She's somebody I hadn't seen in many, many years. Her parents and my parents, when my parents were alive, were friends. Her parents are elderly now. She was taking care of them. I had to see her parents absolutely destroyed. We have this incredible, healthy option for people that literally changes lives. We don't have enough people sharing it. And to me, that's probably the number one reason that we need to get more brand partners. We can only sell so many packs ourselves. We can only get so many people on the ULT ourselves. We only have so many hours in a day. We need an army of people out there. And I want you to think about what we have to offer, because what we have to offer, when you're talking about opportunities, time is people's most precious commodity. It's all of our most precious commodity. It's the one thing, if we spend it, we can't get it back. So we have an opportunity that's not going to waste people's time. As long as they're motivated and they're coachable and they love caring about, they care about people, they love helping people, we're not going to waste time with selling something that people are not going to keep buying over and over. We have best-in-class products. This is the offering. Best-in-class products that deliver results. Therefore, they are highly consumable. Doug and I have people who have been ordering every single month since 2013. It'll be 11 years in January that we've been with Purium. So consumable, super important. Eco-conscious, that's another thing. The planet, caring about the planet. The most compassionate, mission-driven owners. Like, there's no one else out there like the ownership that we have. And the culture starts from the top down. When you look up recession-proof business categories, what comes up at the top of every list? Top 5 usually. Food and health products. So that's what we are. We are both of those things. We're a perfect marriage of that. And eco-conscious at the same time. Like, talk about a trifecta. There's no other company that has this. So why wouldn't we offer this opportunity to more people? We need to enlist the help of more caring, compassionate people. And then we also need to help people with their financial situation. I like to say, I help you, when I have on my Instagram, I help you build a plan B before you need it. The worst thing is to have sudden change in your life, or for anyone to have that, and not have a plan B, and now they have to scramble. Maybe they have to take a job they hate, that it's nothing that they care about, it's just a paycheck. So we help people build this alongside what they're currently doing, so that should that rainy day happen, because you never know what's going to happen. If it never happens, awesome. You have this extra stream of income and you've helped a lot of people. But should that happen, you are not going to be left holding the bag. You're not keeping all your eggs in one basket. I have a friend, she worked in the corporate world 40 years and got laid off. 40 years, a loyal employee. There was no reciprocity in the loyalty. from the corporation for her. In the corporate world, companies are sold, ownership changes, management changes. And another friend of mine, it just happened, they laid off 40 people, including her. And she was one of the top people in in her field, in her division in the company. So you never know. And that's why it's important. I want to help. I'm on this mission. I want to help as many people as possible have that safety net, have that plan B. And when we lead with service like that, that's what we want to do is we're not going to focus inward. We're going to focus outward. How can we help people? How can we help people and be of value, bring value to them with this opportunity? Well, we have to first find out what their pain points are. And that comes with being genuinely interested. Like Dave said, networking. We market this while we're networking, having conversations with people. And it's so easy to get into conversations and get to what we do very quickly. Doug and I just left a meeting with one of our amazing new brand partners. We met him in a cafe. Doug started having a conversation with him. And the guy is awesome. He's about to hit Fast Start Executive, like this far away in his first month. And he's so passionate, excited. He was so thrilled to have discovered what we have. So we can't keep this to ourselves. So pay attention and listen to the pain points. One of the things I like to ask people, if we're talking about someone that has a business, how are things going with your business? Just being interested, being curious, caring. And you're going to hear people are pretty open. I can't tell you how many people have told me, I've been in business a couple years, I'm barely breaking even. It's been tough. They'll share that. Another one, doctor told me, I'm hemorrhaging money. How can we not help these people? How can we not offer this? Like, honestly, it would be wrong. To me, it'd be wrong to not offer the business opportunity because it can help in so many ways. If they have a job, how are things going at work? You might hear something like, oh, there's been some changes. It's kind of uncertain. I don't know what's going to happen. Or I hear this a lot. It's okay. It just doesn't, it's not anything I'm passionate about. It's all right. Work's okay. It's just not something that lights me up. So that's another pain point. When you can create a list of pain points, you know how we have the memory jogger that is in boards, and I believe it's in the phone app. We have that memory jogger that helps us. It's got like the traits to look for, the occupations to look for. It really does jog your memory. Like, oh, accountant, I have an accountant. Oh, a barber, I have a barber. I have a hairdresser. It makes you think of all these people that maybe you haven't reached out to. You can also make another memory jogger, which is my own version, create a list of pain points. Because that's what I love, is helping people with these pain points. We love to help people with their health. That's why we're all here. We also can help them with these other things, with these other pain points. So, okay, I'll give you some examples. I just signed up a med spa, woman at a med spa. Her and her business partner, they both work full-time jobs, and they opened up this little med spa to have their own business. And they're looking for a healthy weight loss option. And they also have people coming in there who have done this other trend that's going on that I mentioned earlier. And those people, it's not sustainable because it causes so much digestive distress, that they need something to put people on that is going to focus on their gut health and is going to help them drop weight or maintain their weight, manage their weight in a healthy way. So there's one example right there. Think of who you know like that. You might know people, you might know some med spas or things like that. Realtor. I was in a chamber meeting yesterday. The real estate agent in the group said, I have a bunch of listings that aren't moving. They're just sitting there because the market's gotten really slow. That's another pain point. I come from real estate, as most of you know, commission only. If you're not selling, if you're not closing a deal, you are not getting paid anything. So and there's another pain point is industries where there's a shift happening. So real estate is one of those. If you're not familiar with it, I don't want to take the time to go into it right now, but just Google real estate class action lawsuit, or NAR, N-A-R, class action lawsuit. NAR is National Association of Realtors. You'll get the whole story there. That industry, it's going to be tied up in courts for a couple of years, but that industry is probably going to be shifting, and the way realtors get paid is going to be changing. And a lot of them are concerned now. So we want to be proactive and help people where shifts are happening in their industries. Another thing I hear, I would love to put my child in Montessori school or private school. There's not too many people more motivated than a mama bear who's looking out for her kids, who wants the best for her kids. So again, if we have conversations and we get to know people and building relationships, excuse me, that's how we're going to find these things out. Maybe they want to have more family vacations. They need income to keep coming in when circumstances prevent them from going to work. Example, massage therapist gets a call from her child's school. The child is sick. She has to leave work. She has to call and cancel all her appointments that were coming in that day. She's not getting paid because she's trading time for money. She's trading hours for dollars. One of my new brand partners had that exact circumstance. She's a health professional. She said, that happens to me. She's got 2 little kids. So, sorry, excuse me. Another one, getting near retirement age, but not having money for retirement. I've been hearing that one a lot lately. Baby boomers, people in that age bracket. Current occupation is physically tiring as the person is getting older. It's getting harder for them. Dissatisfaction just with something in their current job or business. So there's so many things like that that you can listen for. When you hear someone say those things, it should be like you have antenna, like, hey, I have something that actually could help alleviate that. Let me share what's happened to me, or let me share, you could share the story of someone on your team, your upline, your downline, sideline stories, any story that you think might resonate with that person, that could be relevant to that person. And on social media, lead with pain points. You don't have to do that on every single reel or every single post, because you want to show lifestyle. You want to show the lifestyle that this affords you, the laptop lifestyle in a beautiful place, your working office of the day, things like that. But also another thing you can lead with is a pain point. And the health professional that I just mentioned that said about when her kids get sick, she has to cancel all her appointments. That was the reel that she responded to. That was what that reel was about being an entrepreneur and this situation happening, and how a leveraged income could help alleviate that. And that's how she reached out to me as a result of that. So it's consistency with all these things: networking, getting out, having conversations, being friendly, just being curious about people. One of my favorite questions is, I ask people, so what do you do? If we're out somewhere at a coffee shop or something, do you work right around here? What do you do? Oh, wow, that's cool. How did you get into that? I'm just curious. How'd you get started in that? That is like the question that opens up gold. You will be surprised what comes from that question. They'll share, you will hear pain points when you ask that question. You'd be surprised. And I actually learned that. I learned that question. I can't take credit for it, from Bob Berg, the guy that he co-wrote The Go Giver. And he said, if there's any question you ask, that's it. And I tried it, and it's true, it works. So we want to focus on how we're going to help these people. Again, networking, local and social media. When I meet someone out, and I know a lot of you do this, I ask them for their business card. 9 times out of 10, they don't have one, and they're embarrassed because they forgot to bring their business cards. They forgot to replenish their business cards, which is a perfect opening to say, and anyone on my team has heard this a million times, you go to your contacts on your phone, you get your contacts set up, and you go like this. They're all embarrassed. They think they're being unprofessional because they forgot their business cards. And you say, no big deal. That I forget mine all the time. No biggie. Here, just put your contact information here. I hand them my phone. They put their contact information. And here's a little tip. make sure you put where you met them or something that will trigger you to remember them, because you may forget the name right away, like I do. So I have to put like the name of the coffee shop that I met him at or whatever, or massage therapist, something memorable about them. But no one ever says no, ever. They're like so embarrassed that they didn't have a business card, and then you're giving them some grace and like not making them feel bad, and you're just saying, here, do this. They'll do that. And then stay in touch. And then also, are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? What social media platform are you on? Let's follow each other. That would be so cool. I would love to see what you're doing and get them following you. And then when you're posting these pain points and the fun that you're having and the product testimonials, all these, the combination of these things, now you're nurturing that lead in between you following up or whatever you said you're going to do with them. But now they're watching and you're nurturing that lead. That's a drip process starting. And, you know, again, it's all about consistency. It's a multi-pronged approach of all of this. But I would say the biggest thing is being curious, asking questions, genuinely interested in them, and really listening, actively listening for those pain points. And anyone here, like I said, you're here because you love helping people. You're with Purium because I have no doubt you got involved because you probably had a great product experience if you came in as a customer first, like I did, and or maybe you came in right away as a brand partner, but you are here because you are compassionate and caring. And this is our job, to help people. And we need this army of people to help more people. And we need to help these people also who are struggling financially. And what are they going to get? Not only are they going to get income that's residual, if they apply themselves and do it, income that's leveraged, they're going to get a beautiful community. They're going to get recognition. Many people, their love language is words of affirmation, and they're not getting it. They're not getting it at home. They're not getting it at their job. They're going to get recognition. They're going to get love. They're going to get so much more than just an additional income stream with this. So that's what I wanted to share. Dave, thank you so much, and Naiva, for this opportunity. It was really an honor to be able to come on and speak today. I think Dave, you're muted.
There we go. My tripod has gone south on me, but was that amazing? You know, honestly, Sonia, people want to be asked questions. People want to be said, tell me about you, you know, and people want to be complimented. You know, I have two beautiful sisters who are really intelligent, but they grew up in the era where they had to go, oh, you have such big muscles. You know, I mean, you know, I mean, compliment somebody and ask them a question about themselves. It's a lot like being on a date. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Give them a compliment and ask them to tell you about themselves. And when you care about them, they're going to care about you. It's reciprocity. So first, really, really care about them, and then they'll really, really care about you. Now, I'm going to tell a funny story that came up at the beginning, then I'm going to let you go. I know you have to run. My father had bad habits, okay? And so he would come home and he'd say, you know, cigarettes are 38 cents. And if they go to 50 cents, I'm quitting smoking. And next thing you know, he's going, you know, cigarettes are 60 cents. And if they go to 75 cents, I'm quitting smoking. And then he said that all the way up to, who knows, $10 a pack, because people are going to pay for the things they want. So don't ever be afraid that people can't afford Purium. Don't ever be afraid that people aren't going to want it. You get them to want their why. You get them to want their why, and you let them know that you've got a road to their why, and they will not ask what the toll is. They won't even ask what the price is. They're going to say, oh, you have the road to my why. They're going to want to pay that toll. So listen to people. Listen to where they're hurting. Let them know that you've known other people who were hurting that way, and that you've seen them. You've seen people who are just like them find a better way with Purium. And if they want, you know, if they want to check it out, that you'll be happy to give them a tour. So, like I said, from 50 cents to $5, I'm sure my dad was sure he was going to quit just the minute that they got too expensive, but he wanted it. And so it was never too expensive. People want Purium. When they don't have it, they want more. And, like I said, first person to use soap didn't stop when the bar was gone. The first person to use toothpaste didn't quit when the tube was empty. And when you use Purium, you don't quit just because the bag's gone. You need more because it's the internal hygiene that once you know about it, you never let it go. So thank you for being such an incredible leader of leaders. I hope you don't mind my little pun, Magruder the recruiter, but I just, I'm just that way. And I was wondering if anybody right now, if I don't know if it's possible, who's hosting, but if we could ask, do you have time for one or two questions from the audience? Do you want to scroll through?
Yeah, I have about
comment?
10 to 15 minutes. I can stay
Okay,
on.
scroll through the comments first, because someone's first question was, what was the thing that you asked again? They weren't paying attention right at that moment. And then we talked all about it. So what are a couple of the qualifying questions you asked? Tell me about your business. Tell me about your job. Tell me, about whatever. What's your favorite
Yeah.
of all the tell me abouts? What's your number one?
Number one is if I'm just meeting somebody new and I'm talking and asking, so what do you do? I'm always curious about what they do because maybe I can support their business. And then they'll tell me and I'll say, so I'm just curious, how did you get into that? How did you get started with that? That's the number one, opens up so much. They will just start sharing so much from that question. And then I'll also ask, so how are, depending on the circumstance, how are things going with your business? Someone who has a traditional business, how are things going with your business? How are things going at work? Just again, like you said, Dave, is just being interested. People do love talking about themselves. And sometimes when I am brought on to a connect call, I'll say, well, so-and-so, the brand partner who brings me on just speaks so highly of you and has such great things to say about you. But tell me a little bit about yourself. I want to hear a little from you. Just give me a little background. And people love that. And you're right about compliments too. Sincere compliments and questions.
I always ask people, I tell people, what's your superpower? I love to ask people what their superpower is.
I
right?
love that.
And then I ask them, if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And you could learn a lot from that as well, because it tells you about the person, So I love the conversation starters. I really, really do. I created a document that basically, tells people, you remember the game Operation, right? And I list 18 different conditions, right? Or different, things like mood or digestion. I say, if you could operate on yourself, which are the top 3 things that you'd want to fix? And you let people look at those 18 things and just circle their top 3. If that isn't a conversation starter, I don't know what is. So if you go on my Facebook, I just put the next to last iteration. We're making some changes to it before it goes live, but I wanted some comments. So if anybody wants to go to my Facebook and check it out, it basically, lists 18 conditions, invites people to self-identify with which one of those they would like to do better at. And then right below that is a chart with all 18 conditions and the top 3 recommendations from Purium to address those 3 things. The next document I'm working on is a 1-paragraph explanation about each of those 3 things that we recommend for that condition, which means any of you could use it in your social media and then have a cheat sheet right in front of you for when people say, hey, this is my thing. And then you go, well, here's the products I recommend, but here's the reason why. And they're going to go, whoa. And they're going to know that we're there to help them, to support them as they seek to improve that condition. And we think that it's going to be really, really a powerful tool, a conversation starter. It'll make it easy for anybody to help people identify their pain, let them know that we have a solution to that pain, and that we're going to invite them, to try that solution. So, Sonia, I want some more gems from you. You're one of our top trainers. You are what we call a front line recruiter. Now, if people don't know what that means, network marketing obviously means that you can have multiple levels of people working for you. But the most powerful level is always the people who are front line to you. And while it is common, to work with people on your second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth levels, that's not uncommon at all. It is critical to keep recruiting. And one of the reasons why is because people don't do what you say, they do what you do. And if they see you recruiting, they're going to know that that's important. But other than that, what is another reason why you are so, active and such a good example of that frontline recruiter?
Well, thank you so much, Dave, because we don't have enough people. Like I said at the beginning, the number of people who need what we have far outnumbers the number of people we have to get this out to them. So that's the reason. And they are everywhere. People who need what we have on the financial side and on the health side, they're everywhere. I mean, what we have is in demand. And if you're going to join a business or be involved in a business, you want to be promoting something that there is a demand for. Well, the demand is really skewed. The demand is huge. And we've just got to get more people. The appointment I have after this, it's a woman, I built a relationship with her through networking. She owns a plant-based meal company that's sold in grocery stores all around here. And we've just she's a customer. She's one of my Purium customers, but she reached out to me last week and said, would you mind meeting with me? I want to start offering Purium to my clients. So, you always create synergy wherever you go. I've promoted her products. I pick them up at the grocery store. I put it on my stories. I tag her. She appreciates it. She loves it. I put on there, these are perfect when you're doing your lifestyle transformation for your healthy meal. If you don't have time to cook your own meal, grab one of these. So she's been watching that and she really appreciates it. So there's just so many avenues. There's no shortage of avenues and ways and businesses and people that need this.
So Sonia says when there's enough people like telling people, that I won't have to, but until there's enough people telling people, I've got to.
Yeah.
I'm going to share a quick story with you. Me and Anna Marie were 5 months pregnant. We've got a midwife, and we were visiting the midwife, and she immediately, first thing she said was, do you know about glyphosate? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And she goes, the number one thing I need to inform pregnant mothers about is to avoid glyphosate. It's the number one thing. I'm like, chills were going up and down my spine, because we need to reach the doulas. We need to reach the midwives. I don't know if we could get to the birth doctors yet, but we need to reach the people who are talking to prospective mamas, pregnant women, nursing mamas, and they need to be on the Purium lifestyle. This is critical for our next generations, so there's no shortage. As long as there's people having babies, as long as there's people going through, all of the challenges of life, Purium is needed. And so an area of great need, and we have a great need for people to help spread that word. So Sonia, you've got to go. I want you to have the last word. Then we're going to give it back to Naeva to wrap up today's call.
All right. Thank you, Dave. So bottom line is, you never run out of people to talk to. So I've been with Purium almost 11 years. So a warm market list is not static. It's a dynamic thing. It's a dynamic list. It's a living document. So you start with your warm market, but you're constantly adding to your warm market. You don't just have like this one initial list. Okay, I blew through my list. I have nobody else to talk to. You network with people. We've said this a few times now. Networking, conversations, meeting people, being friendly, asking for referrals, being there to help people, leading with service. You will never run out of people to talk to. If I can still find people to talk to after 11, it'll be 11 years in January. So next month, after 11 years, that's proof. Melissa never runs out of people to talk to. She's always at the top of the leaderboard every month with her ULTs. So there is no shortage. We really have something that is really special here. And unlike any other company, unlike any other product, I mean, really best in class. And we should be really, really proud of it and excited to share it. Like we're bringing someone a gift by sharing this with them. And again, we can only do so much ourselves. We can only talk to so many people, one person by ourselves. We have to enlist that group of people to really grow this and reach all those people that need this. So thank you, Dave,
Okay.
you and Amy,
I
so
love it.
much for the opportunity. This has been the most incredible blessing to Doug and I and to so many people on our team. And we can't thank you enough. And we are Purium lifers. Just
Well, we
absolutely love.
love Doug and we love you. And, you know, everybody stop and think for a second, okay? Think of that term 6 degrees of separation. 6 degrees of separation. You're never more than one contact away from everyone in the world. Because of 6 degrees of separation, you create one person who knows one person who knows one person who knows one person. So this is the power of network marketing. So I'm not going to nickname you 6 Degrees Sonia. We've already got Magruder the Recruiter. But thank you for that perspective. You know, you have to keep reaching out to people, not because they're your warm market, because they have a warm market too. And so it's not just the people who reach out to, it's the people they can reach out to. And we can never forget that. So thank you, Sonia. And thank you, everybody who took the time to listen today. I want to let you know we're pivoting. Okay, this is one of the swan calls for the Wealth Wednesdays. Wealth Wednesdays was so popular. People love this content so much that Wealth Wednesdays is taking over a Tuesday night call starting in 2024. So like one of Leslie's calls will now be hosted by the Wealth Wednesday crew, and it's going to be powerful. So thank you everyone for having been part of Wealth Wednesdays. We're not sure if we're still going to have one Wealth Wednesday a month at the Million Mom Movement, but we're definitely taking one of our Wealth Wednesday calls, moving it to a Tuesday night so we could share this information and amazing guests like Sonia with a much wider audience. So thank you again, once again, Sonia, and we're going to throw it back to Naeva to wrap us up.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much, Sonia, for joining us today and sharing your wisdom. I always love to hear your tips and tricks of the trade, and you gave us so much golden nuggets today to use as a tool in our own businesses. So thank you so much for taking the time to share with us today. And like Sonia said, we need to reach more people faster. And so it's really time to go public and find the new brand partners on this transformative journey. It's almost New Year's. Everybody's got New Year's resolutions where they want to look better, feel better, and perform better, or even make some more money in the next year. And so ask yourselves, are you one of the 10 families that somebody else discovered and reached out to? And who is it that you're going to turn around and pay it forward to and reach out to? Because you are one of the 1,000 individuals in the Million Mom Movement. And we're each one of us, our job is to reach out to at least 10 other families and people in our community to help inspire them with what's possible on their health journey or in their financial journey to join our community and to join this mission. So perhaps you're the person igniting change for some of these communities. And so go out there, make a change. Don't forget to join Dave later on today on our Products and Passion call at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget the new time for those weekly calls. And like he said, he's going to have some really great graphics that you can use. He's going to share with you how to use those more in depth later on this evening. So make sure you tune in for that. And we're going to be sharing those tools with you as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today. And Dave, do you have any final words for us?
No, sorry. No, I just look forward to seeing everybody at 4 Pacific Standard Time today. I'm going to share that graphic with you with the 18 different areas of focus, the graphic with the cheat sheet of, of 3 products to recommend for that area of focus. And I will promise you that, within 1 week, we will be having the corresponding expanded cheat sheet with definitions of why each of those products is going to be ideal to help you address that, area needing improvement. And so it might be shorter than a week, but I'd rather over promise and under deliver. No, the other way around. That's right. Under promise and over deliver. So we're working on it now. I think you're going to love it. If you look at that and you have any recommendations, we're open to suggestions. It is also a living document that we can improve because it's going to be a tool for you to use, a powerful tool for you to use to easily let people self-identify, to tell you the areas that they need improvement. You will then show them the products and the reasons why you think can help. It will be never have been easier than this. Naeva has been helping me develop this for the last couple of weeks. Thank you, Naeva, for your diligent work. And we're going to take it to the next level. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.